start to get there. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to round 7 of the simrigs.com Next Gen series at Homestead, Miami. And my name's Paul Jackson, and joining me in the booth tonight is Dave Douglas. Welcome.
Hey, g'day, Paul, mate. Thanks for having me. Yeah, subbing in for young Aiden tonight. So big shoes to fill. We'll see how it pans out at the end, but I'm sure we'll have some fun along the way.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. And here tonight, round 7, Homestead, Miami. So 134 laps around Homestead, 75% fuel, 2 tyres in the bank there, no fast repairs, and a green-white checker. 1.5 miles there, 2.41 kilometres, and it'll be 5:50 p.m.
Yeah, perfect, mate. One of the best mile-and-a-half speedways out there. I'm a big fan of the Miami Speedway, but it's going to be interesting to see how these next-gen cars go. I've only done a bit of a warm-up race here, and they seem to work pretty good on that outside line. So I'm keen to see what's changed since I ran it here, probably 6 months ago now. But I'm keen to see how these guys race once we get going, as we're straight into quality right now, actually.
Yeah, quali's minute in, so no one's set a lap yet. Everyone's just cruising out the pits there, so see who sets the first time and the time to beat. JCW there, 32.788.
Quickly eclipsed by Norman Clark. It's happy hour right now. We've got Andy Barber just jumping the third there. Marshall's going to come across the line. Goes to P2. Got about a lap, 32.66 there. So not too far behind Norman Clark. So big storm and Norman straight to the top here tonight so far.
Yeah, two pink sectors there for Maxi. So Maxi looking like he's got a bit of pace there, but Nigel Padden just jumped to the top there, pushing Norman down to P2.
Oh, and quickly eclipsed by Norman Clark, so he's back to the top. So it's all changing at the moment. So it's a good little session here. A few faster guys. We're all out there now trying to have a crack, but 2 laps I believe you get on in this league. But 2 laps is to go your fastest and hardest as you can go. So Norman Clark right now is doing the job.
And on board there, Raymond Jaeger, so he was slotting into P5 just to drop back to P6. Nigel Padden once again jumping to the top there. And, oh look, it's pipped by me.
Well done, mate. What a lap. What a great lap time there, Jacko.
Yeah, so the 231 car's on loan tonight by Aiden, so he's running in the number 231, obviously under 52, of course, though.
Yeah, so that's Aiden at the point. We got running Darren McKenzie's just jumped up into third there. We got Mark Johansson running out there at the moment. I think he hasn't done his first lap yet. No, so he's still on his first lap now. So Dylan Butler, sorry, has just finished his qualifying. He's ended up 9th there. We'll see how Mark goes. Adam Alone jumps up into P2. That's a good lap as Mark crosses the line for his first time. Oh, Sam Katakazuna, sorry. He's jumped up to the third mark. Back there in 18. So Sammy K and Adam Alone are still on the track on their second lap. So let's see if they can better it. They seem to be, your second lap has to be the faster one, which is an interesting line there. I think that's his Sam. He was really low. So even on the exit, we'll see how it comes across the other. He comes out of turn 4. It's going to be interesting to see. He's gone green at least. So his PB hits the line. Improves, I believe, but not enough to go anywhere. So Jamie Nankervis jumps up in the 4th there. So it's quick fire laps here. We're almost done with quali, and we won't be too far from a race here.
Yeah, just about 40 seconds left on qualifying there, and thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Steve, it's definitely time to rock and roll at Miami, and evening to Margaret Shannon as well tuning in. So thanks to everyone jumping into the broadcast tonight to have a look.
Yeah, we're getting hot and heavy down in Miami, down in the south where the humidity is and the alligators live, out in the bayou, and sunny Florida. Dylan Butler now is on his second lap there. Where'd he go on that? Yeah, he didn't improve, so he's just getting a couple extra laps in. He might have been hearing my tip earlier about the high line. He's given a little bit of a practice there. So yeah, once that high line comes in, it can be a bit hard to pass an insider as well. That was 6 months ago, but now yeah, we'll see how these guys race as we're about to start the grid up. Yeah, we'll run through it. So for the simrigs.com NASCAR Next Gen Series, we got on the front row Aiden Jackson. Outside him is Adam Malone, Sam Katakazunas, row 2 with Jamie Nankervis, row 3 Nigel Patton, Darren McKenzie, row 4 Norman Clark, Glenn Klein, row 5 Maxi Marshall, Tom Pritchard, 11th Jaeger, and on his outside is Dylan Butler. Rolling through, Kristen Koch, Josh Carroll-Walden, Mark Johannesson, 15th, Andy Barber, 16th, Brad Fenley, 17th, Brian Bullock, excuse me, 18th, Terry Marwood back there in 19th, Shorey, 20th, Ray Zerkut, the American in the field, 21st, and Matt Patton rounding out in 22nd. And he's going to do it from the back by the looks. He's I don't know if he set a lap time. I didn't call him out there on the track, so I think he's just going to go the option and storm through the field. Old Matt, he's got his father in here, Nigel. Where did he end up after all that? 5th, so Nigel's starting out of 5th. So father-son combo out there. It's good to see them out and having a good run tonight, or having a start of a run anyway. We're not having a good run yet, but we'll see how they go.
Yeah, it looks like there might be a latecomer as well. Greg Spencer slotting onto the back there in 23rd as well. So Greg just joining the session, squeezing in time.
Yeah, just sneaking in there late. Nice surprise. It's good. Just add a couple more numbers. So 23 strong field tonight, as we see the 52 of yeah, the 52 of Payton Jults.
We got a bit of a stitch up there for Aiden tonight as a pit crew there, looking very sexy over in pit lane.
Yeah, you can sort of get a little clips of them in the right-hand side there under the Sunoco sign as they roll off pit road here. So Aiden is going to lead them to the green flag here, round 7 of the Next Gen, simrigs.com Next Gen Series. Should be a good race tonight, Paul. Homestead is one of my favourites. It usually shows good racing. You can sort of get the high line and low line going here as well. So we'll see how it works with these cars here. But I'm keen to see how that high line works.
Yeah, I've certainly had some ups and downs at Homestead, Miami. Sometimes I've had a good run, sometimes I've had a terrible run. So it can bring the best and the worst.
Oh, mate, that's anywhere though, isn't it? But I know they used to run here for the last round of the championship in the real life in the NASCAR, and I was a little devastated when they took it to Phoenix. But anyway, it is what it is. They only come here once a year now, I believe. But Aiden's about to, pace car's about to pull down, and Aiden's about to take us to the green flag here. We'll let you call it away, Paul.
Green flag.
Alrighty, and they're on the gas, so Aiden takes the green flag over Adam Malone there in P2. Aiden just slotting up high to cut off that outside run, and then ducks back low. Sammy K there looking to make the moves around the inside, but looks like he's a little bit sideways.
Yeah, easy to do here on these cold tyres on that first lap. It always gets loose through turn 2 on the exit, so just caught him out there, but he gathered up, stayed clean, and apart from that, I think it's a pretty clean start up front. So good start. Aiden got a good jump, as you do as a pole man. as we go 3 wide down the front straight here. I think there's 2 rows of 3 wide almost. There's who's that? Josh Carl rolling in the middle there, trying to make some moves up through the field here. He's up 2 spots so far, up 3 spots now. A little bit of a pack building. That's always good to see. Oh, the 64's loose. Oh, he gets into the Josh. That's going to be a yellow. That's our first caution of the night. So you can see even on lap 2 that exit 2 is very dangerous. And instead on lap 1, Sam got caught out by it. The 64 of Glenn Klein has been caught out by it. And unfortunately, as the back sort of come around, he sort of half saved it, but just tagged Josh. And that's all she wrote. They both ended up in the outside wall. I think we'll jump to a replay here, Paul, if you've got one.
Yep, we'll jump on the Inside Lane Productions replay, and we'll just re-watch that one.
Yeah, that was a classic NASCAR crash there. It's just come down the track, so you see him get loose out the top. He gathers it up, but then he's still got to keep turning the corner at some point, and so he's sliding. I think if JCW is not there, he saves that. But unfortunately, just makes that contact and out into the outside fence. And the number 6-2 gets caught up in that. Tom Pritchard, innocent bystander there with absolutely nowhere to go. Just nothing. I've seen that. I've been in that sort of situation, and it sucks. But there's nothing. You can't be mad, or you can't be. You always are. But at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, no, unfortunate there for both JCW and Tom Pritchard. So hopefully they can get those cars, get a bit of damage repaired, and get them back out on the track once again.
Yeah, well, that's it. It's worth always going in and try and get some repairs. Obviously, the repairs come in time here, so whether it's 1 minute, 2 minutes, it's worth trying your hand at it and take it back out there to see if it's any good. But yeah, well, obviously those guys will go there and get that repaired now. But Aiden leads lap 1, and now what are we working lap? I can't see the lap counter, and I've got nothing else. I can't get in the racing, so I'm going to say lap 5. Oh yeah, about to do, yeah.
Yeah, lap 4, so almost
lap
there.
4.
But I don't know if usually we have a bit of trivia for this stuff, and obviously you got thrown in the deep end, and I was left out a little bit late, but might just drag old Aiden back into the booth here, and we'll have a good old yarn with him just to see how the start of his race is going.
Yeah, for sure. We'll get him up here and have a chat with him.
And Aiden, you got a copy of that?
Yeah, I got a copy, guys. Hello.
How you doing? And you're in the old 231 car there for hire?
Mate, nothing like running the old 231 represent tonight, mate.
Yep. And how's the start of your race going so far? Put it on pole,
Yeah.
And going all right?
Yeah, going all right. A little bit too early doors at the moment, but put it on pole. Don't know where that came from, but anyway, we'll see how we go.
It was a good, nice, clean start there, mate. Clean set of heels, so hopefully you can do the same here. It's always good being the pole man. You get that advantage off the start, so you're able to sweep up to the top before turn 1 and take the traditional racing line. But yeah, only 1 lap of racing really under your belt so far. So who do you think your challengers are going to be coming from behind, mate?
Yeah, I don't know, mate. I don't know. I haven't run these next-gen cars much, especially around Miami, so don't really know. Traditional racing lines probably mid-groove to high around Homestead on a longer run, so haven't really run the new tyre model with these cars or anything, so I don't know. I'm pretty much just going to try and see how we go, but maybe 1 or 2 laps low off the restart just to try and get a jump, and then, yeah, settle into the groove, see how we go. Where that's coming from, obviously Daz is going to be up there and the usual people, but just good to be a part of it tonight and have a run.
Yeah, for sure. Are we allowed to give commentators tips, mate? I'm going to do it anyway. See that little
Mate,
black line in front of you?
Mate, I've got none of them. Just don't ask Prue to give you all the Intersim Esports Network trivia, because she'll stitch you up, mate.
Oh, mate, I'm not looking forward to that.
Well, it's all about the commentator's curse, so we've got a curse Aiden tonight.
No, that's all right. Do it. I'll do it myself, mate. So
Yeah, mate,
all good.
consider it done, mate.
Quick question for you there, Aiden.
Yeah, mate.
Since there was no trivia organised, but I've got to ask you, what kind of tree is it on the Homestead Miami logo? Since you got that one wrong,
It's a fucking. Oh, sorry. It's a palm tree with coconuts, mate.
so it's not a cactus.
No, palm tree with coconuts. We got that sorted.
Alrighty, we'll throw you back and we'll let you get underway for the green flag again.
No worries, boys. Thanks for jumping in, Dave.
Not too easy. There you have it, folks. Aiden Schultz gonna get us in trouble here on the Into Sim Esports Network. Hopefully, Paul got on the old beeper there, but no, that's all good. As about to drop the hammer here once again, and Aiden goes straight away. He goes and actually got a good start on the outside. Jamie Nankervis went with him, so he's not got the biggest start, but right now is leading this pack, and is going to jump down to that low line, as he said, so he's going to probably run the two or three laps low, and then try to move up into that middle groove. Pretty clean start, so Nankervis is going with him, and Darren McKenzie's got Sam K's right back up there after that little bit of a misfortunate start, and Nigel Patton, I believe, is put a little bit of pressure on him on the inside.
Yeah, it does look like that inside line, when they sort of drop low, they're losing a bit of pace on that inside line.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to slow the car down a fair bit more on that inside as we've got a challenge for the lead, as Nankervis looks down the inside, so Aiden sticks high. That's where I would be going. Oh, they're going to get tied off too, running down the back straight, so you have that momentum on that top line as the tyres where it gets tighter, so Nankervis drives it right in there deep, as Aiden's just got to keep that consistency at the top, and if he does get clear, which he is clear, Nankervis can move up, but hasn't done so far. I think he's sort of keeping a bit of a watching brief on Mackenzie, who's storming through the field as well. So Aiden's going to stick it up there, and Mackenzie's going to try and fight it out down here with Nankervis.
Yeah, and it looks like Darren might be getting that job done as well. Not quite. Aiden just getting that draft down the back straight there, but looks like Darren might get that job done this time around, as he's going to come up high in front of Aiden.
Yeah, tyres are crucial here as well, so the guy who looks after the tyres is usually the one that will come through the field as well and possibly win the race too. So we know Darren does go pretty hard at the start, so keep an eye on that. Is they going to get a little bit tied off two there, as Sam Katakazuna's is going to have a look. Doesn't take it 3 wide, just going to sit him behind now and try and get the runner out of 4. But they're all starting to pile up here, as we've got the number 4 of Malone and Patton getting very close off there. We might even go 3 wide down the front straight here. And he shuts the door. Patton shuts the door on him.
Looks like there's a bit of close racing here at the front. The top 6 cars, top 7 cars, all looking like they want to make their way to the front here. There's Dylan Butler there, our sole US driver tonight, as Ray Zerkat, I don't think, took the grid. Looking a bit racy as well there.
Yeah, he definitely looks the raciest out of this little pack here, as Aiden continues to drop it back a little bit there. So Darren Mackenzie's now got past Aiden, so he's still sitting in the 3rd position there, so hasn't dropped too far, and might be saving some tyres as well. But yeah, Dylan Butler definitely the man looks to making moves down here. As we nice tight through here. We've got the number 4 in there again of Adam Malone, and joining the party is the man himself, Razor, old Raymond Yeager.
Yeah, Raymond taking a bit of the old Tay-Tay paint there from Hamish Gallagher.
I thought that's what it was. I wasn't going to call it because I wasn't sure, but I thought that's what I was looking at. But I don't know, mate. Bit of a T-Swift fan, I guess. I'm not sure, but I'm not sure what deal they got going on. But anyway, it seems to work. He's got the classic purple wheels and representing. So still managed to keep a bit of purple on that car, as we know he's run in the past. As we see up front, I think Aiden's now lost a spot to Katakazunas. I think no, he was on the inside. Oh, gee, they're getting close. Nigel's getting right down on that door there, right on the entry there. You do get a bit of side draft. He's got to get close. That's a touch. Oh man, these guys are close. So they were rubbing through turn 1 and 2 there. So these boys are playing for keeps up front. That high line looks to be coming in a bit now. As you see, Aiden sort of just drove away as Sam was actually underneath him out of 4 down the front straight. And now look at that gap there. So as these tyres wear, they'll get tighter, and that it'll make it a lot harder to pass on the inside. You've got to try and get that nose on the outside. Because once you get them there, you just can't get it turned enough, and to keep that momentum off the turn. So the longer the run goes on, the better the outside lane will be.
And Dylan Butler there up into 5th now. He's up 7 spots from the starting position, and it looks like he's really using that outside line quite a lot, as he just used the draft there off Nigel. But he's sort of making that outside line work quite well.
Yeah, and he's being pretty aggressive with it too. Like you can run the top, but you can also sort of be scared of that wall too, or you can get right on it and make some good time. And it's hard, and it takes a bit of bravery, because it's easy to get in that wall. But Malone looks like he's going to try to look to pass down the inside of Sammy K now, as well as Jaeger's still just cruising back there. I think he doesn't want to sort of get too racy at this point. I think he's probably just pacing himself and looking after the tyre a bit. But easily in what's the word I'm looking for? Touchable. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, they're just ahead of him, so they're not out of reach. I guess that's the one. They're not too far out of reach. So he's just watching and keeping an eye on it, and then when he picks his time, as Dylan Butler's right down on the inside of the track here. Not the traditional line, but he's going to make it work through there. Ooh, is he going to get tight now? They're going to get off turn 4. Patton should have the momentum up top, as he does. You can see him as he drives down the front straight and gets that position back.
And at top 8 there, got a bit of a breakaway, almost 3 seconds back to Norman Clark there in 9th. So the top 8 cars, bit of a breakaway to the rest of the field there. Norman's just got almost a 1 second gap there over Mark Joe. Mark Joe up 5 spots from starting as well, so he's having a pretty solid start to this race, 18 laps in.
Yeah, it's interesting, that little gap there. So I wonder if that's sort of got anything to do with the draft at all. As you can see, there's another big gap there behind those guys too. So, and then there's a nice angry pack right here, as Tristan Koch is amongst that. There's a few guys. Geez, that's because I think that's Matty. Yeah, I was going to say that looks Paddy, and that's the 10 up in the fence. Ooh, he's given the short back and sides there, but hard racing. We stayed green. A little bit of a fence rub, but he'll live on that for that. But Matty's our highest, or equal highest, maybe. He's bringing Greg Spencer with him. So both of them, Matt Patton and Greg Spencer, up 9 positions from the start of this race. So those two are charging through the field. You can see them there, the grey car and the that yellowy orange car, the 29 of Greg Spencer.
And both Matty Patton and Greg Spencer starting off the back of the field there, so they're currently sitting up in 13th to 14th there. We've got Tom Pritchard just in front of them, who did get involved in that first caution that we had early on lap 2.
But good to see him still out there. He must have taken some sort of repair. He's got half a car underneath him to be able to sort of stick it in there for now. So the other guys, I think we've still got everyone except for Josh Carroll-Walden. I think he's dead. And we've got Glenn Klein. He's only 4 laps down. Brad Finley's 1 lap down. But yeah, I think actually Shorey's out as well. Yeah, Shorey's put her on the truck. He's had enough for the night. But yeah, we got JCW is the only other car to be out. Ray Zerkard's for. Yeah, okay, I was going to say what's going on with timing there, but anyway, Matt Patton and Greg Spencer now up another spot, so they're both 10 spots up. So as I said, those guys are just running together and working their way forward. As we see, Jamie Nankervis has got a nice little lead, exactly 0.75 of a second. He's ahead of Aiden, so Aiden's worked his way back up to second now. So as you saw, those guys, they went pretty hard at the start. He let them go and do their thing. Now he's working his way back through. So just, what's he running here? He's going back down to the low side. So he ran high for a bit. Now he's going down to the low side. So getting the feel for what the car's doing all over the track. But he's got Nigel actually. Yeah, Nigel. Yeah, real good run out of that turn too. So keep an eye on Nige. He's moving forward as well with Aiden. So Malone, where's Mackenzie? He's dropped back a few spots now, so he's back to. Oh man, anyone? He's 3 wide. Yeah. He's 3 wide. He's got Mackenzie, Sam Kazunas, and Dylan on the inside here. Going into turn 1, Dylan thinks better of it and gets out of it and lets these 2 boys race. But see the 0-2 on the outside, so he's dropping like a stone at the moment.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not sure if it's going to be a tyre wear issue, which quite possibly is. He just gave the wall a bit of a scrape there. I saw some sparks fly.
Yeah. Yep.
Looks like Aiden's dropping back a little bit as well as Nigel and now Adam was looking to make the moves on the inside, but that run on that outside is looking quite strong as well.
Yeah, Nigel's looking very strong at the moment, so he's closed that gap. So it's under half a second now to the leader. Less than that, it's only 3.5 tenths to the leader. So he's closing down on the Incurvers. So he's done the best job so far of looking after those tyres because, yeah, as I said, that right front does take a beating around here. And the guy that can look after the best usually will come through the pack and emerge higher, I guess. I don't want to say the winner, but higher than some of the other guys there that just tore up their the gears. So you can see behind Malone, I think, is actually on the inside of Aiden now. So they're all taking their little turns to come to the front and sort of go back. But good to see Nige having a good run up here. So he's closing in. So now he's in nearly 2 tenths. So he's got down another half a second there on that last lap. So he's coming. He's coming. As the guys right there, we got Malone right on the back of Aiden Schultz back there. So now he goes down the inside into turn 1. We'll see if he can get this move complete because those guys sort of probably going to start slowing up in front. So that gap is still 2 tenths out front. He's now gone under the 2 tenths, and so is Malone. So now Malone's turn to come, and we got one.
Terry Marwood just having a bit of an incident there and to the pits, so might just go back to the inside lane productions quickly. We'll just have a watch here of what happened. Looks like he's a bit of a lock up and a bit of a skiddy, so not too sure what happened there to him.
Yeah, don't know, maybe he was looking for a caution or something, but yeah. Yeah, put her in the bin, I think, mate. That's night done there. So Terry not happy with how his night's running there, and yeah, ended up just binning it. So anyway, we move on. What do we got? Jaeger. He's starting to show his hand too now. So he's moved up to P5. So he's 6 positions up into P5. So we're keeping an eye on him earlier while those guys were battling out front, and he's right on the back of this pack now. So he's in good position. He's done his bit of saving. So now he's going to try and go racing here, I'd say.
And looks like Nigel's making the moves now for that P1.
Yeah, here we go for the lead. So he's got Malone hot on his tail. He's going to try and push him through basically into the lead. Mankiewicz is up high, so there's not much you can do about it there. So Nigel does take the lead of this race on lap 29. So we got a new leader, 90 to the front, and I'm sure you'll see the 4 of Malone come following on through there in a minute.
So just looking at Aiden was getting a real good run there on the outside with the door getting shut right in front of him.
Yeah, Aiden's decided he feels like he wants to go racing again, so he's coming back through as well. So now it's Nan Curvis' turn to drop. So yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know whether it's aero or not, but yeah, just usually when you're out front, it's easier to lead from out front because you don't have that aero wash. But Nigel's gone through and he's making the most of it, and he's got actually half a second gap already over Malone now as he takes second place off. Well, at the line is probably third there, as the high line always gets that momentum, but Malone should get this done this time wide, say, on Nankervis.
And just back a little bit, P6 there, Sammy K and Dylan Butler side by side around turn 2 and that. Obviously they dropped back a little bit off the pack there, the Sammy K, Dylan Butler and Darren McKenzie in 6th, 7th, 8th, dropping back off the top 5 there, 1.7 seconds to the back of Raymond there.
Yeah, so when I jumped in the server, well, not the server, but I jumped in tonight and I saw Malone right tight on the door of the 52 there, so these guys are racing for kicks back here. They're pushing each other down the back straight here. Just about. So Malone actually didn't get that job done on Nankervis, and the 52 has taken advantage of it and moved himself up into second now. So yeah, it's very strange. It's hard to call what's going on here. But yeah, these guys are sort of going up and down. They have runs and then they lose that momentum. But all's going right at the moment for the 90 car out front of Nigel Patton. He's worked his way almost into the second gap, so he's 8/10 of a gap, 8/10 of a second gap. I was just about to say, Kalakazunas, when I saw him in here, I thought, oh yeah, he'll be up there fighting. So at the moment he's sitting P6. He's been a bit quieter than I thought he would be, but I mean he's excellent in an IndyCar. He's good to watch in an IndyCar, but this is definitely a different animal. This one.
Looks like Raymond's just got his way straight around Jamie and Adam there.
Yeah, Raymond's not taking any time. Yeah, not taking any time to get through there. So I think he might have even just split the gaps through the middle. I'm not sure exactly how he got it done, but moving on through.
Might have been able to go back and have a look at that one on how he made that pass.
Yeah, we'll see what you can work out, mate. But yeah, as we jump into the inside lane productions instant replay, we'll see if we can see how we got that move done. So he's got superior speed off turn 4 there, and is he going to go? I think he's just going to get that pass done on the outside and then slot down on. Oh no, not quite. He's had to fight for it there, so it's not quite complete there. Maybe down this straight. Yeah, so he's got that pass done on the low now. It looks like he probably could just go low. Yeah, he does. So not through the middle, not as exciting as we thought it would be through the middle and making his pushing his way through. But then Kervis just sort of opens his steering there and doesn't fight him too much. But yeah, he's the man on the mission at the moment. Up 8 positions, so he's up in the P3 now, and he's looking on the inside of Aiden. So I expect to see him before too long battling out with the 90 up front here for the lead. So he's just quietly worked his way into the race. The 23 of Jaeger. As we saw earlier, we noted it earlier that he was sort of just watching him brief and watching those guys sort of battle it out. And now he's starting to work his way into this race.
And just keeping an eye on that gap. That gap to Nigel's dropping as well. So down to 0.5 gap there. Yeah,
absolutely. So that was up to 0.8 of a second. So yeah, it's down to half a second. So Aiden's found a bit of a second win. Actually, there's a car in front of Nigel, the VB car. I'm not sure exactly who it is, but he may be putting off a bit of dirty air back into to Nigel. So usually when you're out front, you get all the clean air and it's a lot easier to drive and looks after the tyres. But you may be suffering a little bit from a bit of air off the back of that car in front.
Yeah, and that's Brad Fenley there. So he's actually our championship leader at the moment, coming into tonight's race. So he's got the championship lead by 1 point, I think, over Norman Clark.
Ooh, nice and tight. That's the way I like to hear it. But yeah, championship leader down a lap at this point in time. I think he is down 1 or 2 laps. Yeah, definitely 1 lap. So not a good start to his night. So let's hopefully. You might get catch a lucky caution and get a break, but right now the only person doing the braking is Raymond Jaeger, breaking the spirits of Aiden Schultz. I was just about to call him Paul Jackson, but that wouldn't be right. So he's just passed and got himself up into second position, Jaeger. So now he's going to set his sights on the 90 car in front of him.
Well, if it was me, he wouldn't be getting past, you see. So.
Oh, mate, you can say that because you're up here, because who's going to argue with you, eh?
Yeah, that's it. But looks like Aiden's getting a big push there from Adam Malone down the inside there, and looking to keep Raymond pinned up high as Aiden's trying to drag Adam through as well. But Aiden will get that move done, but Adam's going to get left out there.
Yeah, Aiden not content to sit there and let that happen, so now he's moved himself back into second position. So we'll see that ding-dong battle carry on, but you can see the 90 getting real close to the 59 now, and the 59 doesn't have to move. No blue flags in oval racing. He's fighting to stay on that little single lap down, because if a caution does come out, it's easier for him to get back on the lead lap. So once he does go 2 laps down, it makes it all a bit more harder. So at this point in time, he's doing nothing wrong by staying there. So he's entitled to sort of fight to a degree. It's more of a gentleman's agreement, but yeah, definitely no blue flags out here tonight.
Looks like Matty Payton's made his way into pit lane as well on lap 41 there. So maybe an early stop there for Matt Patton.
Yeah, quite possibly. What's it? So 41 takes him to 82. He gives him another probably a 50 lap run home. So he's probably just breaking that down into thirds, I'd say. Which is probably not a bad idea at this point because it's a fair bit of green flag running. We've only had one caution, that was on lap 2. So very, very clean out here. A few cars rubbing the fence and rubbing each other, but thankfully not too much damage going on out there at the moment. Speaking of damage, we get we get right into it. There's a feeler gauge between those two. They're racing hard here. So Aiden's making Jaeger use those tyres now. So it makes it a lot harder when you're on that inside and tears up all your stuff when you're trying to battle a guy on your outside there. So I expect Aiden to drive off here hard and try and pin down the 23 down into turn 3 here.
He's got that outside speed advantage, but coming into the corner. Oh,
there he is. He pinned him down. He get a touch and he saves it. No, he doesn't. He's going to end the wall. Oh, no. That's the curse.
No, he can't keep it going. Is that going to bring out the second caution for the night, or is he going to get going again?
Geez, he made a meal of it after that. He got it going eventually, but as I said, he was going to try and pin down Jaeger on the inside, and unfortunately, it hasn't worked in his favour there. Jaeger's just got into the rear and got him sideways, but then being on all the tyres, was able to catch it, but then it just, got away from it again, heats them tyres up, and they into the fence. So that's the Mockers game, set, match, done.
Yeah, we said we'd put the curse on Aiden tonight, and it's finally come through. But yeah, Raymond holding strong there, not wanting to give an inch on the track. So Aiden not quite clear there on Raymond to jump in front of him.
Always going to be tight when you go down on the inside like that, but there's no sort of B-pillar rule here either. So you got that overlap, car low, and your spotter will be telling you that. So you definitely knew he was there. But those boys racing hard, as you saw them probably rubbing panels off turn 4 last time. And once it gets to the stage of the race where the sort of tyres are wore off, it definitely makes it a bit harder to pass. So you got to try and do something. And obviously, maybe Aiden's come down a bit too much there, and Jaeger may have even gone in deeper than he thought. So they've met in the middle. It is what it is. They race on here. But we got some green flag stops happening around. So Jaeger comes straight in now. Geez, he nearly got the sticky buckets on the entry there. You get into them, you never come out of them. And Dylan actually is followed him in there. So Dylan Butler's down there as well. So we've got a few: Damien Curvis, Greg Spencer, Mark Johansson's just taking some service, Maxie Marshall and Tom Pritchard to name a few. So they're all on the pit lane at the moment. And Nigel Patton stays out. We'll see how long he stays out for.
Yeah, so what's that, lap 47?
And he's coming in this lap.
Yeah.
So Nigel, he knows that the undercut will probably cost the lead there if he stayed out any longer. So he's going to come in and hopefully get that extra lap and keep the lead of this motor race. But Malone now takes charge of the lead in the number 4 car with Sam Katakazunas not too far behind him. So interesting to see how these play out here. Remembering 75% fuel as well, so these guys have got 2 sets of tyres in the bunker, I believe.
Well, our top 7 currently: Adam Malone, Sammy Kay, Darren McKenzie, Norman Clark, Andy Barber, Brian Bullock, and Tristan Koch didn't make their way through pit lane on that first caution either. So this will give us a bit of an indication of how far they can actually run on a fuel load as well. So be good to see what they can get out of a tank.
Yeah, absolutely. If they can get to lap 70, or not even 70, lap 62, they can get the home on 1 stop. So it'll be interesting to see which one's the fastest. Usually it's the single stopper, even though you go faster on the tyres with a 2 stopper, but that transit through pit lane just takes that extra time. So interesting to keep an eye on what Adam does here, just to see how far he can get into this race.
Well, if they pit at 62, then they're not going to get home. They need to pit at 67.
that's the one I meant, mate. Yeah. I saw the 4 and I was thinking 124 for some reason, so I was a bit off there. But yeah, never trust me.
And yeah, we're not at Talladega where they jump out of their car and start running down the track as well for the finish line.
Here they come now. So that must be the extent of it. So because they all 3 of them just jumped in there. So there's not too many that haven't taken a stop. So lap 50. So it might be a 50 lap sort of stint in the tank on these things. See Brian is on his way in as well. He's taken the IndyCar or the old IndyCar road in there. So probably costing himself a little bit of time there, but safe option.
This is effectively going to give Nigel Padden the lead back. We'll see what kind of gap he can pull on the other top 5 that just came into pit lane. But Jamie Nankovich sort of back into this one a little bit as well, getting right up on the back of Nigel there.
Yeah, so he stopped a lap earlier than Nigel, so he would have got a little bit of an advantage from a small undercut there. So the 3 guys behind Nigel stopped on lap 46, and then the lap 50 stoppers are from 6 on back. So then Curvis here, it's hard because when you come out here, you want to go racing. You got fresh rubber, you want to go race hard. The effective leader's right in front of you. It's easy just to get stuck into it and go too hard here, and then burn the tyres up. So he's just got to be careful that he doesn't go too hard too soon, and just try and look after that rubber as you saw in that first stint. So he went backwards a bit there, but Nigel looks like he's sort of in the zone. He's not pushing too hard, and then obviously Raymond did exactly that in that first stint. So expect him to come on strong in about 40 laps time.
Yeah, well, Raymond just dropping off the pack a little bit there from that pit stop, but Dylan's actually gained quite a lot. I think Dylan was back in the 8th spot before pit stops, and he's now up to P4.
Yeah, he's had a good run there. So he come in on lap 46. So he was one of the first guys in. So he's taken advantage of a bit of an undercut there, because remembering he's got 4 lap older tyres than Jaeger at this point. So Jaeger's 4 laps better, so he's made a bit of time up there as he gets right up high there. Out of turn 4 down the front straight here, trying to look for a way around the 23 here of Roman Jaeger. But yeah, at this point, Jaeger is actually Malone. Malone is the first of the newest tyres, actually, I should say. So he's got the newest tyres out there. He's in 5th position. So if he can look up it, he'll slowly call these guys back in front of him and close that gap a bit as well. He's got Tristo in front of him. Tristan Kotchu's actually, see a lap down there? No, he's not showing us a lap down. He's showing, there he goes now. So it's updated. So yeah, he just must have dropped that lap, just that lap. So yeah, not the best knock, but it's all green running out here at the moment. So does make it hard to stay on that lead lap sometimes. Big Greg Spencer up 15 positions in the 8th at this point in time too, so he's still on the march forward. Remember, he was coming through with Matt Patton, who's 13th, but Greg's just stepped up a notch now. He's moved up into 8th, so having a good run. He needs a caution just to catch. Oh, he got a bit of a close to the wall there, but he needs a bit of a caution here just to compress that field a bit, and he's in with a real shot then.
Yeah, Greg's having a real good run there from not doing any practice or qualifying to sitting inside the top 10 there. He's having a pretty solid run tonight.
Yeah, definitely. What's it? Man, Curvers is still just holding station there at the moment behind Big Nigel at front. Hasn't sort of made too much inroads, but the man that has is 23, Raymond Jaeger. So he is making time. So he's right up in behind there too now, as he's got Butler, I think, is behind him. So let's see. These guys are going to start making a race of it here. We'll see if Raymond can get through Nankervis here as he's going to look down the inside, I reckon, down into turn 1. He pokes the nose out there. Doesn't go this time, but he's sizing him up. So, yeah, look for the 23 to start battling up here.
And,
Big T Swift.
I just wonder if the guys in front maybe didn't take tyres, but surely that would be a really bad move if they didn't take tyres under that green flag pit stop.
Yeah, it's interesting because when you said at the start in the race info, it said 2 tyres because do you start on 1 set and then you've got 1 set spare? Is that how it works?
Generally the case, yes.
Because that makes it interesting because it's definitely a 2-stopper, so you've got to work out which one you want to use it in. So yeah, that's a tough choice because yeah, you don't want to sort of give up that lead, but if that's the case, then yeah, you definitely want to save them tyres for the last stop and have the fastest car at the end of the race.
Yeah, generally,
especially if a caution comes out.
Yeah, that's the idea there. Matty Payton getting quite close to the wall up there, just getting out of the way for the leaders.
Yeah, so he's just dropped the lap now. So after a bit of a strong start from Matt, he's just fallen off a bit there. But these leaders have got some hot pace, so they're making all the gains at the moment, and they're running hard too. They've got these top 4 here, right in this battle for the lead, so good to see. So what are we working lap 61 and we've got 4 cars almost on top of each other racing here for the lead.
Well, we haven't done it yet. Why don't we jump on board at the back of this pack there, and might jump on board with Dylan Butler, the US driver, and we'll go for a lap around Homestead, Miami.
Yeah, he's tracing down the 3 in front. Yeah, he's right to work up on the back of
I think we just lost Dylan there. He's had a bit of a drop out there. So that was a couple of laps around Miami there with Dylan Butler, USA driver.
Yeah, hopefully he hasn't dropped out completely. I can't see him on my... Yeah. It would be a damn shame for Dylan there because he was having a good run there. He's just sizing those guys up in front. Actually, while he was doing that, I saw Aiden Schultz take himself to the pit lane. So I think he's back out on track though. No, maybe not. So yeah, he was in the pit lane there. So he might have had to pull the curtains down on that one after that incident with Raymond. So it'd be good to when we get a chance, we'll get Aiden in here and have a chat to him just to get his thoughts and see what happened there in the end of well, with the damage and whatever else. It's just to see what actually happened with the car. So
well, I did, before I loaned the car to him, I did install one of those Too Fast, Too Furious ejecto-cedo buttons. So I must have pushed it, and he must have gone flying out the door there. So yeah, not sure what happened there with Ace. We might catch up with him in a bit. And yeah, very unfortunate there for Dylan Butler. He's back down in 17th, so might have lost connection there as well. But back at the pointy end here, Nigel Patton still holding strong in P1 over Jamie Nankovich and Raymond Yeager.
Yeah, damn shame for Butler there, but it definitely looks like yeah, it's curtains for him after showing strong pace there. But yeah, now it's Nigel's one less guy he's got to deal with. You can see that in the mirror. He's gone now, so he's actually put a little bit of a gap on Nankovich in the last couple of laps. So he's just squeezed it out ever so slightly out to just over half a second. So he's 0.6 of a second lead there, and Yeager is still just sitting in behind there. I'd say probably not too keen on racing too hard, just looking after his stuff, and yeah, not just doing an actually great job out front tonight so far. As yeah, those scores there, you've got the top three all within a second of each other there, and then just drops back about 2 more seconds behind there, and you've got Malone who stopped on lap 50, so he's got the younger tyres, I'd say, than the guys in front. But yeah, he's just got to try and nurse them and slowly close that gap down.
Yeah, 2.2 seconds there from Adam to Raymond in front, which does look like it's slowly creeping out a little bit. So Adam doesn't really have anyone to work with there, as the other three are just sort of in each other's draft there. Got Maxi Marshall just in behind Raymond, so hopefully Adam there can grab onto the back of Maxi and try and pull himself forward.
Yeah, he's still got Greg Spencer, so he's moved to the last spot, so he's up in the 7th now, so keeping an eye on his progress. So also a gentleman out there having a good run is Mark Johannesson. He's up 6 spots. He's now in the top 10, so he's still 9th, and he's not, I think he's only about 16 seconds, 16 seconds off the lead of this race, so he's having a good run out there at the moment. Just doing what he has to do, looking after the tyres, hitting all his marks, and having a bit of fun.
Just behind Mark as well, you got Andy Barber there, so one of the Southern Stars Racing team entries there with Adam Malone and Darren McKenzie and Tom Pritchard, so those cars all teammates there.
Every time I see Andy Barber's photo down there, I think of Jorge Lorenzo for some reason. I don't know. It might be the monster and that there, but it just gives me Lorenzo vibes. So Andy Barber with his race helmet on.
Oh, I was looking at that monster logo and I thought maybe Chaz, but yeah.
Or Kyle.
Yeah, not quite.
Just a standard Kyle, the monster. But yeah, he's having a pretty good run there. So he's where is he? 10th. So he's just on the fringe or on the outside. Well, in the 10. Sorry, I should say fringe or outside. He is the 10th car. So at this point in time, so we got Big Tristo on our screens at the moment. So he's still trucking out there, just keeping it cool, keeping it easy, and P12 for him tonight so far. We're working out 73, but we do have Aiden Schultz now, so we'll get a bit of a cross to him and find out about that incident, mate. Aiden, you got us?
Yeah, I got you, mate, in the booth. Hello.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, welcome. Firstly, I want to say congratulations on the curse.
Mate, I knew it was going to happen. Definitely.
Just want to get that out of the road. But yeah, just explain that incident there, mate. What did you feel happened there? As we saw the 23 get into the back here.
I thought I pinched him a little bit, to be honest. I thought that was all on me.
Good, because I was hoping you were going to say that, because right before that I said, we'll see if Aiden tries to pinch him down here, and that's what happened. So.
Yeah. I thought I pinched him a little bit. I thought I gave him a little bit more than... I probably could have given him more, but at the end of the day, that's racing. We had a quick car. It was fun. It was good to jump in and not be in the broadcast booth for a minute, but now I find myself back up there. But We probably were on for... Nigel was super quick, though. I don't know how he kept the tyres on it, but I knew we were on for a podium, definitely.
Yeah, he is going well, old Nigel up front. So the gap's closed a little bit there. It's down to 2 tenths from 5 seconds, but 5 tenths, sorry. But just tell us what it was like out there, though, because I was very curious to see so many cars sort of charge to the front and then just drop back, but then get like a new lease on life. And then you did it a few times. You sort of went to the front, dropped back to 5th, 6th, but then charge back up. Like you were able to sort of come and go. What was it like out there with the tyres?
I was just trying the different lines. So in the Gen 6, usually you can run that mid to high line that just comes in as the stint goes on. And I tried that and I was hemorrhaging spots on the inside. And I thought as we got 20 or 30 laps in, I thought, they might be able to stick it down low a little bit longer than what I thought. And then I started alternating my lines and we could run lower. I don't know how Nigel kept running low for so long, because every time I did, I wanted to wash up, and then I kept trying to do that outside line. I found that 1 and 2 was better on the outside line, but 3 and 4 definitely not. So yeah, I was just trying different things and see how it happened, trying to position myself for the end of the race, and obviously I didn't get there. So, it was good fun having a run. Good to see the guys on the broadcast, all the people tuning in to actually see the voice in behind the wheel for once, as much as it didn't last long tonight.
That's all right, mate. You ended up with a pole position out of it, so that's always good. But it's funny you mentioned that you can run the top 1 and 2 and not so good 3 and 4, because I've always thought that as well. Like even in whatever car I run, 1 and 2 the top is nice. 3 and 4, it's hard. There's a big bump right in the middle of 3 and 4. I don't know. I don't think it's as good.
Yeah, you can run the top in 3 and 4. Like I found it okay, but it was just like you could rotate the car better on the bottom through 3 and 4, so you'd just hemorrhage too many spots. And especially, I think we had 4 or 5 cars at the front early doors, and yeah, if you got stuck up there, you'd get stuck on the outside line. You'd get it all back through 1 and 2 on the high, and then it was just like a big yo-yo race. So a couple of times, that's why I tried to pinch Raymond, because I thought, well, I'll pinch him in here and try and get the position, because I knew we were coming into pit stops soon. And I was going to try and put my sights forward to Nigel and actually really concentrate and go, okay, let's see if I can get there. And yeah, I just pinched him a bit too much. That was all on me.
Fair enough. It's always good to hear from a race perspective. From up here, we can see it all happening, but you just never know what that feeling is like. But Nigel doing a great job there. So he's just opened that gap up again, another 2 tenths. So he's out to 4 tenths in the lead. So Nankervis having a good run there. They both actually have dropped Jaeger a bit here, to my surprise. I thought Jaeger might have hung on to him a bit better, but I'll tell you what, the 90 car and the 18 car of Jamie Nankervis, they're doing a great job out front here, leading the way.
Did Raymond get any damage through that little incident, though? Is that why he's dropping back? Did you get a little bit on the right front? Because I know that I had 4 minutes 50 in optionals when I come into pit lane, just from that. It might have been because I sent it into the wall after I corrected it.
That's got plenty to do with the afters, I think. I don't think.
That was just
you made a meal of it.
The meatball after effect.
You've actually made a meal of it.
It's the commentator's curse effect. It's the old get off the gas, mate. And I couldn't do that. I was too excited.
Nah, we got you, mate. We got you good.
I know why. I know why you're on the gas, Aiden. It was because Tuesday night, wasn't it?
Staying on the gas. What we saw on Tuesday night, when there's a wreck in front of you, you just go, don't you? You just send it.
Yeah, completely block the track and take everyone out.
Yeah. But no, it was disappointing, though. I thought I was going all right. I thought it was going to be a good run, especially in the next-gen car. I haven't done a lot of laps, and these guys have done a lot, so it was good to get in the driver's seat. And I tell you what, I'm interested to see what the updates do through iRacing, because it's a little bit pedestrian with the way that you drive it. I saw the guys at the start drop back, and I didn't know what they were doing because the pace was quick enough to keep going. And yeah, I'm just interested to see the updates, because yeah, it felt like an Indy car with a roof. Like it felt really stable to drive. So interesting to see what that does.
Yeah, I mean, we've got a lot of time between now and next year for a few updates, I'd say, but yeah, you just wonder how much they're going to change on this actual car itself in the iRacing thing. I mean, they change them every bloody week these days.
Yeah, if you can get on. Last night we had an issue getting on as well. They had I don't know if it was an update or whatever, but there was an issue getting on. I know a lot of leagues couldn't run last night, so I know Ruben couldn't get in tonight because his Steam or something that he runs it through was down. So there's been a few issues lately. I see Steve Hoppett tuning into the chat saying, "Come on, Tristo, you're not going for me anymore, Steve. I'm a bit disappointed just because I'm in pit lane. I feel a little bit left out, mate."
Oh, faithful Steve Hoppett, mate. The old voice of NASCAR, mate. We have to get him back in here mate. You should do that. Get him on an Intersim for a little run, mate. One time. But you see, Jaeger's actually just dropped the spot to Malone here as well. So Jaeger's a bit of a struggle on this second set of tyres. Actually, clear the tyres up. Do you have 2 sets spare, or you only had 1 set spare?
2 over the wall, mate.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, so yeah, they definitely took tyres, and everyone took tyres, and they'll take a set of tyres this time by as well. So it's all even.
Yeah, you're good to go pretty much. I'm taking you 2 sets. Tristo was talking to me. You're going to take tyres on the first one. And I looked, and we're like nearly 50 laps in, or 47. I'm like, we'll just keep taking tyres as long as you can.
But, yeah, exactly. But you see the 23 just slightly get real tight and slide up towards that wall in 3 and 4. Nelly got into it, but did keep it off there. So Malone up into P3 now, and Jaeger just doing whatever he can actually just to try and stay with him at the moment.
Well, I definitely can't repeat Steve Hoppett's comment there for you, Aiden, but you might have to go and have a read of that one.
I was hoping that was something he said because I was wondering what you're laughing at.
I can see it too, and I could say so many things and I'm not going to. But of course I'd pull out, mate, 5 minutes of optional repairs. I was nowhere. I was just going to be a pedestrian, so I thought I'd jump up and
into him, Steve-o,
get my illustrious voice up here on the Intersim Esports Network again. Why not?
Well, based on your pit crew, I'd be pulling out as well.
Mate, that's probably what it did. It was just... it was my concentration wasn't in. Every time I come into pit lane or looked when I went down the main straight and looked left, I was like, what's going on here? I'm not used to seeing that. So,
yeah. You might have to just jump back in your car so we can show the viewers your pit crew there.
All right, I'll jump back in my car. All right.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to try and get that up. That's probably not the appropriate word to use either.
Let me know when you're in your car.
Right.
09 of Norman Clark on screen. Running a P7 at the moment, so having a quiet night, but a consistent night. Greg Spencer just behind him. Darren McKenzie's in the pit lane, so is Matt Patton. So those boys have pulled the trigger.
They've heard what we're saying on the broadcast. They want to see my pit crew.
Yeah, they're down there. They want to see it, mate. They want to have a look. So I want to get the old Captain Cook out. Interesting for Darren. He's straight in, so we'll see how long before the other boys think it's time to pull that trigger. And,
by the way, Paul. By the way, mate. Sorry to jump in there, Davo. Right. By the way, you did really well driving and broadcasting tonight, mate. You did a great job.
Yeah, I thought so too. I put it on pole and then I jumped out because I put it on pole. So I let you start the race and you binned the car on me.
As usual, I remember a Daytona 24-hour we did together. It was a similar story. So why change it tonight? At least on a positive note, I know Homestead Miami is with what do they call coconuts and palm trees?
That's it, coconut palm trees. But the race is on here. Nigel Patton pulls the trigger now. So Nigel's in, and Raymond Jaeger's followed him with Sam Caddick. Not too far behind those guys either. So let's see what Jamie Nankervis does out front. He now inherits the lead from that. He's got a bit of pressure on behind from a lap car, which is Matty Patton. Will unlap himself here, but we'll just see if Nankervis takes the bait and stops this time, or just tries to stretch this out a little bit longer. We're about to find out. No, he's definitely coming in the pit there. He very aggressive down onto the apron there. So, yeah, Malone, yep. So it'd be interesting to see how these guys come out. Oh, geez, he only just got it in there. Be interesting to see on the exit here to see how close the undercard is there from just one single lap. I think Nigel will be all right. Well, he's definitely going to be all right because he's on the track right now. He's ahead of him, but just see what sort of gap he can pull, whether it was about sort of half a second before he came in. I'm just curious to see how it is on the exit. keep an eye on this stop. We see Malone's up on the jacks. And you see those boys coming in the background. Mackenzie's just done a 32.6, fastest lap of the race. I don't know, that's for real, but Mackenzie's he's having a crack as he stopped early. So there's Nige there. So Mackenzie did get that undercut, but there's a lap car there. So the gap between Patton and Curvis is, I can't see it.
It's 0.68 at the moment.
0.68. So there you go. So there's bugger all out. So Raymond's having a dig here, so he's come out aggressive. He's going to try and make a move here on the 90 down the inside. So these guys are, well, remembering Nigel came in. He was the race leader at that point. A few of these guys had stopped earlier, Darren Mackenzie being one of them. So he is now effectively the race leader once Norman Clark comes down to take service, which I don't think will be too far away. And then this is your battle for second here, effectively.
Right, I'm back in the car, boys.
Oh well, this is the whole reason Aiden wanted to spend his time in pit lane. So, you're coming into pit lane. Did you have to go out of pit lane to get back in? Did you?
No, I decided to go out and do a lap.
Yeah. Needed to have the need for speed again.
Why not?
Aiden here coming in to say hello to his pit crew on the side here. And that doesn't look like your pit crew. What have you done to me? Go up one more, go on.
You in the right box, mate?
No, he's definitely not in the right. Oh, there's his pit crew.
There's the boys. Standard attire, mate.
Jeez, they're a bit cheeky, aren't they, in the background?
But Norman Clark has actually come in the pit lane now, back to the racing. Ooh, look at this big pack we got here. We got lap cars here. We got Darren Mackenzie and we got Nigel Patton. And Curver's flying his way through. He knows that he's got to try and stay with Nigel here because he's the form man. He's the guy with all the speed at the moment. Nigel's the one to beat here tonight at this point in time. So now Curver's trying to do everything to get back to the back bumper of the 90. And just try and follow him through and stay with him here as we're working about 97 of 134. So we're getting down to the business end here. We're still green flag racing since our early caution, lap 2, and only caution. So yeah, not too far to go here. We've got 30, 38, 37 laps to go.
Yeah, 37 to go, so it's going to be interesting to see if Darren Mackenzie is going to be able to hold on to that lead. We did see Darren at the start in the mix of things, but he sort of dropped back to the lower end of the top 10, but he's once again found himself back up into P1 currently, so not sure if Darren was just testing the waters there on the tyres and the drop-off and what he could do for pace and speed, but we know Nigel's been the man that's been leading the race. Adam Malone getting really loose there, out of 4.
Yeah, had a bit of a moment there, so let's come back to the guys on the outside by. Kanakazunas has worked his way back into this race nicely, so he's sitting P5 now, so he's had a bit of a turn of foot and coming at these guys at the front. So Darren Mackenzie did stop early, but only 2 laps earlier than Nigel and the guys, so 2 laps in it. And yeah, the move's already been done, so Nige is the man to beat tonight. He's got all the pace out there. Oh, geez, Raymond Yeager's getting nice and close with Darren Mackenzie on the exit down there. There's a 2x2 down the front straight.
And it's interesting to see that we've got 6 cars once again fighting for the lead of this race. We sort of had a 8-car field, or 8 car battle going on, which dropped to a 5 car, and then after the green flag pit stops, we only had a pack of 2 and 2 sort of then. But once again, we've got 6 back in the mix again.
Yeah, it's been very odd, the ebbs and flows of this race tonight. We've got the 2 guys that are, well, actually, Dan Curvis is still trying to get through these guys here. So Sammy K's now done the move up into third. So Mackenzie in the 0-2 has used the best of those tyres up, made his mark, and is on his way back. But the battle here now is to see how long it takes for the 18 of Dan Curvis to try and get through on Sam K here. We've got Nigel out front leading, and not too far behind him is Raymond Jaeger. But remembering in that last stint, towards the end of the stint, they ended up dropping Jaeger by over a second. So expect Jamie to try and make this move sooner rather than later on Sam Katakuzunis here. As I said, Sam's come out of nowhere actually, because he was sort of just minding his own business back there. I reckon I caught him at some point during the race. He was 8th or something like that. So he shot himself right back into this race. So good job by Sam. And with only 31 laps now to go, he's in this fight.
Yeah, certainly interesting how the pit stops did play effect on bringing everyone back together. It's quite interesting how it worked out.
Yeah, it was very strange that we were 2 car at the lead, then we ended up with 6 cars for the lead. So the more the merrier, I say.
Yeah, well, if they can all maintain this coming to the end of the race, if they can try and close those gaps, if they look after a bit of tyre ahead, then make for a good fighting finish at the end of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, they're holding on for now, so Nigel's not getting it all his own way. But as we've seen out throughout the night, Nigel has done well to just pace himself here, and he doesn't have to win by as much as he can. He's just trying to win by the smallest margin. As long as he's winning, he doesn't matter. As you can see, the Malone's now actually having an attack on the 18 and Dan Curvis. So whether that's a bit of a plan, and I'm going to say it is. Jamie's just looking after his tyres here. He's going to let these guys go and have a bit of a race, and then at some point later in this run, he's going to look to be trying to drive back past these guys.
Sammy K as well, looking to the inside of Raymond for P2 as he's going to get that job done. He just cuts straight in front of Raymond there, not letting him get the run around the outside.
Yeah, slots himself nicely up there, and now he's in P2. And Malone is now looking on the inside of Sam, and he looks like he might even get this done down the back straight. He's clear. Oh, it's going to get tight up there though if he doesn't go up there quick, so he couldn't get up there in time, but he should get this done down in turn 3 here.
Yeah, Raymond looking for a bit of a repeat pass there on Sam to get back the 3rd spot.
Yeah, so Jaeger wasn't too far behind Nigel Patton before, so he's got the Darren McKenzie's on right now, and he's slowly dropping his way back through this field again. So he's probably used the best of those tyres there, but we've got to keep an eye on as the 18. Expect him to push on through this pack of cars here, and be the one to try and take it to the Nigel here at the end of this race, I reckon.
I'm not sure if you noticed going back a little bit there, the 18 there of Jamie Nankervis getting a bit of sparks coming out of turn 2, I think it was.
Yeah, okay, it might be just the track bar, I'd say, in turn 2.
Yeah, usually when he was up higher, it looked like a bit of spark there, maybe from that front lip, possibly.
Yeah, sometimes when they come out of the pits, they run a lower pressure, tyre pressure. Obviously, they heat up and expand. So it could have been that after we got some fresh tyres, they run a bit lower, and then sometimes drag that rear track bar as well too. So I'd say that'll sort of fix itself up once those tyres come under pressure and just lift that car a couple mil more off the ground.
Looks like Adam Malone's now made his way up on the back of Nigel Patton, so Adam's looking to make the moves for the lead of this race.
Certainly, he's just showing the nose down the back straight there, just making sure Nigel knows he's here. but the composure of Nigel all night's been pretty good. So he's got a fight on his hands, Malone, if he's to try and to take this one out from Nigel tonight. As that's 1:10, so 24 laps to run now. So Nigel's doing everything perfect here. Just holding them tight, just being consistent, hitting his marks, making sure everything up's perfect. And yeah, he's telling the boys, come get me if you can.
And Nigel there coming up on the back of his son there, Matt Padden. So could be some blocking coming into effect here maybe if they have the comms going together and going, oh, just give me a little bit more room. I need a little bit more of a gap over Adam here. Help me out.
Yeah, I'm sure those guys are talking to each other. I like these guys. They're mates of mine, so I'm glad to see Nigel up here and Matt out here tonight. But Nigel having a really good run, which is good to see, and I'm loving it actually, and to see what this number 4 can do, to see if he can try and find a way past Nigel, because yeah, he's been the form guy tonight. He's come up here to race, and that's exactly what he's done. So he's catching up to that. Sorry, I was thinking of the number there. He's catching up to Matt there, who stays high. I'd say he would just let these guys race. These guys are pretty professional. He'll just let these guys go on the inside and race on, I'd say. She's up on the high line there. He's going to just hold his line, which he's entitled to do. He's just going to slot there and make it a little bit more difficult than it has to be. But I mean, he didn't really give his the old man too much room either. So he's running his own race, Matt. He doesn't care.
Yeah, make his old man work for that win.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see the 18 now trying to work away on the 23s up on the inside of Catacasunas right now. And not quite getting it done there just yet. But the longer it takes, the less laps he's going to have a chance to try and chase down the 90 of Patton, which he slots back in there behind Catacasunas. So yeah, I don't know whether something sort of he's changed the line or something with all these cars in that dirty air, but it just doesn't seem like he's got the pace that he did in that last stint. He had real good pace in that last stint, so just not the same on this run. So whether it's the extra traffic, maybe he's had to work those tyres a bit harder, but yeah, it's hard to tell.
Raymond Yeager now making his way around Matt Paddens and lap traffic, so Jägermeister getting that job done.
Yeah, so the guys have actually, Nigel has lapped all the way up to 10th position, so the next car on the road for him is Andy Barber to put a lap down. That'll be the night, but tell you what, Malone is sticking it out with him here. Hasn't really been close enough to try and have a dive or a dig or anything at him yet, but staying with him right now as he gets really close to the outside wall. He may have even given a little bit of a nudge, but he's right on the back of Nigel Patton now.
Yeah, I thought he might have given the wall a bit of a kiss there, but I don't think he did quite rub it. Nigel just getting a little bit of a gain on Adam, but that draft just keeping him there. So yeah, it looks like that corner entry, Nigel's just got that little bit extra speed into the corner over Adam.
Yeah, they're both sort of, well, not so much Nigel, he's probably just sticking to what he's got going, but Adam would definitely be obviously trying slightly different things just to try and bridge that gap. Just try and do something different to what he's been doing, just to try and get closer. So he's been very close, but he hasn't even sort of been close enough to have a look, I don't think, yet. So be interested to see if he can bridge that gap. As yeah, on entry there again, as you say, Paul, he just gains that little bit extra and a bit of a comfort buffer down the front straight.
And Adam's got to be looking in his mirror because Raymond's actually closing that gap on Adam at the moment. So all the boys looking to start making their moves. As we're 118 of 134. They're trying to catch back up, close those gaps, and in the next sort of 10 laps, it's going to be game on to the end.
Yeah, he was a tenth slower that last lap around Adam alone. And Jaeger right up there on the fence. We'll see how they go this time by. Nigel's a 32.4 and a 32.3 for Malone. So a tenth quicker this time by. So he's still in his fight. He did have must have made a bit of an error or changed his line a bit there because he did drop off the back. So now he's right up there. So I reckon this is as close as we've seen him so far tonight. And just on the entry there again, he's got to work on trying to maybe get in there deeper, but he does get a good exit. So we'll see what the lap times are this time by, just to see how they're tracking, to see if who's got a bit more speed there. But it's going to be pretty similar, I reckon. 33.7, they're identical lap time. So 33.74 and a 33.74 for our top two. And the fastest guy in that top five was Raymond Jaeger, a 33.6 just behind. So not much faster, but he was faster than the two guys ahead of him here.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to get back into the race here, as he's really making that outside line work, Raymond. Looks like that outside line's got that pace once again, as he's trying to get back up on the back of Adam to contest for the P1 for the win of this race.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to try something different here, as Nigel, quickest guy that time by. So he just got himself a little half a tenth of a gap sort of cushion there. But yeah, Raymond at this point, he's got to try something. So he'll try the higher line, he'll try the lower line, he'll try the mid line, just to see what works best and see what he can do. On that last lap by, he was the third fastest in that top five.
Yeah, I think both Adam and Raymond might have dropped off a little bit there.
Yeah,
might have got a little bit loose coming out of the corner there as well. So Jamie's looking to make his moves on Sammy K here once again.
Yeah, those boys having a battle there. So they're keeping him alive still. Oh, gee, that was close on the nose there. So still not able to get clear or make a pass here for Nankervis, which is it's going to be probably a bit of an annoyance to him, because he was running a good second earlier in this race in that last stint and having a great pace up there, but now he's sort of just a bit struggling behind the cars here, and unfortunately he's in P5 and he can't do much about it at this point in time. So he's going to be a little bit disappointed at this point in the race, I think.
Yeah, he did qualify in P4, so he's only dropped one spot off his qualifying. Same as Sammy K, he qualified in P3 and is back in P4, so still pretty solid results for both Sammy K and Jamie Nankervis, as they've only dropped one spot each.
Yeah, definitely, and that time by Raymond Jaeger, he found some time there, so he did a 33.7, whereas the guys in front, Nigel did a 33.8 and Adam did a 33.9, so Adam may have seen the best of those tyres tonight, and is maybe slowly falling back into the clutches of Raymond Jaeger here. What do we got? 10 laps to go, so 10 laps this time by.
And that was the thing I was worried about, was pushing a little bit too early, too hard to try and get the move done for P1, and burning those tyres out. Obviously, sitting in the back there, you just have to, obviously lift that little bit earlier, make sure you don't run into the car in front, and I think that may have hurt Adam's tyres a little bit. He might have burnt them off a little bit, trying to push too hard too early.
Yeah, absolutely. And in that time, when he was having that charge, he did do fastest lap of the race. He has, no, Dylan Butler's got the fastest lap of the race, so only by 1/1000. So in that time, he was very quick. So he's a tenth faster than Nigel in the fastest lap turns. But Nigel's just consistently put these laps together and done a masterclass tonight. He's pulled out nearly half a second of a gap now on the number 4, as Raymond gets really close to the wall on the outside there. As Nigel's now the fastest guy out there in that top 5. He did a 33.8. Malone, Jaeger all did 33.9s behind him.
And I know from running against Nigel, he does know how to look after tyres quite well. I've sort of been taking some pages out of his book at times where, you sort of qualify at the back and just sort of pace around a bit and look after those tyres, and then slowly make his way through the field. And usually seems to pull away from me as well for looking after those tyres just a little bit better than I can.
Yeah, well, he's done a masterclass tonight. No one's sort of been able to challenge him. They've come through on different strategies, definitely, but when it's been all squared, Nigel seems to have come out on top so far. I reckon that'll be almost 3 from 3 for the stints. If he's still to finish this one off, but hopefully he won't put the mockers on him there. But he's got to finish this race yet. But that'll be almost 3 from 3 stints there.
5 laps to go, so Nigel hasn't put a foot wrong. So hopefully he can bring this home to the checkered flag.
Yes, we're working on lap 129 and 134, so getting right down to the nitty gritty now. So we're going to have 4 laps to go once we cross the stripe this time by. He's sitting there comfortably with half a second lead. Jaeger's charge has come to an end. He may even fall back into the clutches of Sammy Kazunas before this race is over, and the likes of Nan Curvis back there. So those boys are still racing for the minor placings. But at this point in time, I think Nigel's got this job done as long as he hits his marks and finishes this one out. He's just got to close her out now.
And Sammy K is just ranging up on Raymond now, so possibly the same thing. Raymond might have peaked a little bit too early, trying to catch up on the back of Adam there as he's falling back, and Sammy K is on the charge here, but Matt Patton's showing some pace here once again. He's passing the leaders again.
He's coming flying back in. That is terrible timing for Katakasunas there. I don't know if he'll be happy about that, but he was right up in behind Jaeger there, looking almost likely to possibly put on a move here. As he gets in his road again, you can see he's not happy about it. He gets right up in behind Matt there. So he knows that was his chance to...
There's a bit of blocking going on there from Matty, so not sure what that's all about, as Sammy K gave him a little bit of a tap in the bumper there to say, look, I'm here, get out of my way. There's only 3 odd laps left, so...
Yeah, no, it was a bit odd. I mean, if it was me and I was in that position before that, unfortunately, I'd put Matty in the stand, so I'd be filthy, mate. I'd be filthy that I was right on the back of Raymond with a couple laps to go, and now I'm here. So here we go again. I think we're going to see something happen here. Keep an eye on this. Is Nan Curvis guys down the inside? So
yeah, not sure.
No, not Nan Curvis. Sorry, Kazunas.
Yeah, not sure. Sammy's got the pace there around the outside. Matt Patton must have some fresh rubber under that car to be able to come flying through and pull away.
He did come from the stars. He came out of nowhere, but we're about to take the white flag for Nigel Patton out front. He just wants a good box seat for the finish. So white flag's out. We're on our last lap. Nigel Patton's done a masterclass tonight. He's led plenty of laps. I don't know the number, but he's been out in the lead a lot. And Malone, McKenzie, Nan Curvis, Katakazunas, Raymond Jaeger, they've all had a crack. They've all tried to break him down and get to that point, but he didn't budge, he didn't shake, and he's about to roll out of turn 4 and take the checkered flag for round 7 of Simrigs Racing, simrigs.com Next Gen Series. Well done, Nigel Patton.
Yeah, solid race there from Nigel, from starting in P5 there to take the win. Yeah, showed a lot of pace all night, looking after those tyres really well, and there's no one out there that could really touch him tonight.
Yeah, definitely had the pace of the field there. Just whatever he was doing worked. So Adam Malone holds on for second there, and Raymond Jaeger ends up in third after all that. So yeah, a bit of an interesting fight there between Katakazunas there and Matty Patton. So I'm not sure what dealers there, but it was a spirited little battle there. But we get to watch the 90 burn it down in the front straight here. Get the checker flag, nice win. That'll make him very happy.
Doesn't look like there's much rubber left on those tyres. They're not smoking up too well.
Next gen, see, mate. So it's not actual smoke; it's fake smoke.
Oh,
vape.
I was going to say he might have had his hand out the window with the sea, just blowing it out behind him. But Nigel Padden goes the spoils tonight. So good job there to Nigel.
Took all the chocolates and plenty of circle work out there. He's going to make himself dizzy as he keeps it up. But he parks her up. That's all she wrote. But great win out here tonight with Nigel.
And we'll go through our final results for tonight. So P1 there, Nigel Padden. P2, Adam Malone. And P3, Raymond Yeager, our podium placings. Sammy Ketakazunos in P4, Jamie Nankervis, our top 5. Darren McKenzie in P6, Norman Clark P7, Greg Spencer in P8, Andy Barber in P9, and Mark Johansson rounding out our top 10. Maxi Marshall in 11th, Brad Fenley, who was our championship point leader coming into tonight, in P12 there. Tristan Koch in P13, Matt Padden P14, Brian Bullock in P15, Glenn Klein P16, Tom Pritchard in 17th, and an unfortunate P18 there for Dylan Butler. As I'm sure you would have liked to seen him in the fight for the end there as well, Dave.
Yeah, we've sort of forgot a bit of Butler there. So he was showing good pace, but unfortunately must have connection issues there and took him out of it with no fault of his own. But yeah, it would have been good to see where he could have ended up. But we had two. Well, actually, we didn't have two in the race. But so the American out there was running some good laps, and I think he did get the fastest lap of the race. Yes, he did. So he got our fastest lap of the race tonight. But I think we've got a few guys we can pull in for interviews. I think we've got them all there. Actually, we might grab them in and we'll have a chat to them. What do you reckon, Paul?
Yeah, no worries. We'll bring them up. We'll just finish this out. So Aiden there in P19, Terry Marwood 20th, JCW 21, Shorey in 22, and Razor Cut not taking the start there in 23.
Very good. Well, we got our top 3 in the booth. We'll start with our third place getter, Raymond Yeager. Talk us through that race, mate. Talk us through the ebbs and flows of the tyres and whatever else during that race, mate.
Yeah, I mean the tyres were surprisingly good. At the pit stops, sort of had 75 to 80% left each time. So I don't know if that was just me not driving it hard enough, or if the tyres are just not wearing that much. But I'd never ran in this next gen car in a race before, so I sort of took the first 50 to 80 laps to sort of get my head around what you needed to do.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's interesting that you say that they were all right, but I think they definitely had an effect on the racing, because a lot of the guys sort of went forward and then went back as they normally do. What was the aero like though up in those packs?
Yeah, so I mean the tyres definitely had an effect though, because the first stint I had 82% left at the first stop and I was driving fine at the end, but then the second stint I used them a bit harder and I had 75% at the next stop, and by the end of that stint I was struggling. I was dropping a fair way back from Adam, but the aero, really, really good to sort of when you're by yourself and get back up to the pack. But once you're sort of under a car, becomes a little bit more difficult to actually get around.
Yeah, it's the classic Miami Speedway. Usually, you can get up on that inside, but it makes it hard. They tighten up. We just saw on the screens the incident with Aiden, as we show a bit of a replay there. Talk us through that one there, mate. Did you feel like you pinched you down a bit there, or you try diving deep there just to try to get that pass done?
Yeah, so I don't know 100%. I haven't gone back and watched it, but from what I felt is he came down and I was holding my line and we just touched a little bit. If he's got a problem, we'll have a chat later, I'm sure. But as far as I could tell, he came down and we just made a little bit of contact.
Yeah, no, I think that's how I sort of read it too. We spoke to Aiden as well. He said he definitely he pinched you too. So it's just one of them things. He sort of fobbed it off as hard racing.
Yeah, mate.
He ended up making a meal of it and put it in the fence after, but luckily he got away with it, mate, eh?
Yeah, I wonder what happened with that. But yeah, no, me and Aiden always have some good hard racing. We've had a lot of battles, and it's always nice and clean. So it's always fun to race with him.
Very good, mate. Well, for P3 tonight and in round 7, mate, before we let you go, we'll do the usual shout-outs, mate. Anyone you want to thank or shout out to?
Yeah, obviously the boys at Pinnacle Esports Racing, Nigel Payton, Matt Payton, Greg Spencer and Justin Witcher. Our sponsors there, what have we got there? 186, Speech and Language Development Australia, CarWorks, Intersim Esports Network, you guys are on board as well. Witcher Electrics and the Sim Racing Edge that supplies all our open setups. So yeah, without them guys, it'd be a lot more difficult than what it is.
Perfect, mate. Well, congratulations on the P3 tonight, mate.
Yeah, cheers, mate. Thanks.
Too easy. We lost Adam Malone in there. He's obviously had to duck off. Probably off to watch the F1 practice, but we do have our race winner. It's my man, Nigel Patton, mate. Talk us through that one, mate. Getting the win tonight. Didn't really put a foot wrong tonight. You led a lot of laps, and yeah, just consistently was the key by the looks of it.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Thanks, Paul. Axe was really good, and that's exactly right. Didn't make one mistake. I probably nearly made a mistake on the first pit stop. I went probably a few laps longer than I should have, but it didn't cost me in the end. But other than that, she was a pretty good performance from yourself, I have to say. It's one of my best races, I'm pretty confident to say.
Yeah, I'd absolutely agree with you there too, mate. You, as I said, you led a lot of laps. You had a few guys, a lot of that top 5 in the end, they challenged you for the lead, but no one could quite run the pace that you were running. You were able to stretch that tyre life and be able to keep that lead for so long. Were you sort of conscious of the tyres at all, or was that how you were running?
A little bit. I had probably an hour's practice this morning in this car and on the track, and then I ran a open next gen race, official race as well today. So there was 100 laps there. I got second in that, so I was pretty confident that I had the track dialed in pretty well. I wasn't too sure how the fixed setup would go, what line, because normally you run a sort of a higher line here a little bit than on the white line. So, but I did the white line for the first stint, and my tyres were like 80%. So I just hooked in and just went flat out. I had nothing left. I was flat to the board all the time.
Yeah, nice one, mate. Well, yeah, definitely helped a bit of practice there as well. So, yeah, I don't know, mate. Like I said, that was pretty flawless to me. As I said, I didn't see any sort of mistakes. You sort of ran consistently on the same line, and you had your challenges, but yeah, no one could sort of knock you off. So, well done, mate. That's 10 out of 10, really.
Yeah, no, it was excellent race. So it was good fun.
Beautiful. And as always, mate, give your guys a shout out. Sponsors, anyone you want to give a shout out to, mate?
Yeah, the team, Pinnacle Esports, all the guys there, Justin Witcher, Greg Spencer, Matt, and Raymond. A big thanks to Raymond. He's really helped me out a fair bit and improved my driving a fair bit, actually, I have to say. So big thanks to him. Justin Witcher Electrical, our team sponsor, and Sim Racing Edge. They provide all our setups, and like I said, I got one today and we ran second, so that was pretty good. Aiden and Paul and yourself, Dave, Into Sim, putting on a great show, and my car sponsor, Custom Paints and Diecast. So thanks very much, guys.
Perfect, mate. Right on. Well, yeah, congratulations on a A-class performance here tonight, taking out the win here at Miami Speedway, mate.
Thanks, boys.
Well, Paul, that's just about wraps up a pretty intense race there towards the end. A few heated moments, I reckon, back in the pack, but pretty clear sailing for the 90 of Nigel Patton out front, mate.
Yeah, it was a little bit tense towards the end in that top 5. But yeah, no, good showing there from Nigel Patton and Pinnacle Esports with Nigel and Raymond both on the podium there, and Greg Spencer as well inside the top 10, finishing 8th. But thanks to yourself tonight, Dave, for jumping in the booth with myself and having a bit of a yarn on the comms.
Yeah, too easy, mate. Always up for something, mate. So whether it's be racing or talking some trash, mate, I'm always here.
Well, good. And if you guys want to see a bit more of Dave and his trash talking and racing, you can go follow Dave. And what's your give yourself a shout out there, Dave?
Oh, mate, I'll give a shout out, mate. DD's Casting Couch, so double D, over there on Facebook. I am. So come find me on Facebook. Fair bit of crap gets talked, bit of fun, bit of banter. It's always fun.
No worries. So there you go, give Dave a follow on there. But that wraps up round 7 of the simrigs.com Next Gen series at Homestead, Miami. We quickly run through before we finish up the championship points here. So we'll just bring those up and see how things have switched up for next week there. So looks like Norman Clark's now taken over the championship lead there with 3 points over Brad Fenley in P2, Darren McKenzie in P3 there, and Andy Barber P4 and Tristan Koch in P5. So we'll let you have a bit of a flip through there, and few movers just inside the top 10 there as well.
Yeah, certainly. So Big Storm and Norman takes over championship lead. Fenley didn't have the best of runs tonight. We saw him early on having a bit of trouble down a few laps, but a lot of names in there. We've got Greg Spencer's jumped up a big ton there as well. A few guys not showing up. So, yeah, a lot of movers and shakers in that one.
Yeah, Greg's had a bit of a rough start to this championship in this season. So a few rounds he got caught up in early dramas, but looking to try and redeem some of that coming into the midway to closing end of this season. But yeah, as I said, that pretty much concludes tonight for simrigs.com Next Gen series. But if you want to tune in to us again on Sunday night, we will be here at 7:30 Australian Eastern Standard Time for the Australasian Supercar E Series, brought to you by Ray White Rule Gander, the proud sponsor of that series, and broadcast here on Intersim Esports Network. And that's round 5 of the V8 Supercars, which will be at the iRacing Super Speedway for 67 laps. So certainly looking forward to that one around the Super Speedway. And following on from that one, we have the Tuesday night Blendline TV Pro Car E Championship, which 2 rounds to go, round 9, which will be at Detroit, and then the final round the following Tuesday again at Bathurst for the 10 round season. And then that will bring us back to round 8 here again for the simrigs.com Next Gen series. But from myself and Aiden, who was on track tonight, and Dave jumping in the booth, and into Sim Esports Network, we wish you all a good night.